There we go. Hello and welcome to a game number 2 of Sex versus Chlamydia. We have got one game already on the way, or at least one game done. It was Chlamydia that won over Sex, and we're gonna see if Sex can force out a game number 3 for this StarLadder Relegation match. And we'll see these two teams, because one, Sex managed to get themselves in the top 4 of the ProSeries. Chlamydia got themselves, first of all, they are partly former 25, and they managed to win the spot of 25 from the now called 25, and that's why they're playing in this relegation match, because they were bottom 4 then in the StarSeries. So they're fighting to decide which one of these two teams will be up against the Stars in StarSeries, or will be up against Pros in ProSeries. And that's gonna be this game. So sorry, we had just a short drop of the stream. We're back. That's why the intro sounds a bit awkward. Anyways, we're gonna have a Undying and a Bounty Hunter being banned out. Now that's interesting, because we didn't see a Bounty Hunter the entire previous game, as it not banned, not picked. Well, the chance was there, and it would have been a very good pick, but you know. We're gonna have a Wisp and a Batrider being in. So this is the first game that we actually see the Nyx Assassin still in the pool. And Sex actually let that go through. They're confident in facing the Nyx Assassin. They will have to though. But let's see what they're getting themselves in return. Shadow Demon, Darkseer, both still in the pool. Both great heroes to pick up. But we'll see. Lone Druid, also the first time we see the Lone Druid making it through the draft. Could be a pickup here as well. And we'll see what they actually want to go for, as they're just gonna be picking something up. So far it's only Chlamydia that used some of the bonus time. I'm actually gonna be calling them CP. It doesn't roll off the tongue that easy, but you know, CP. But yeah, Shadow Demon gets picked up, so no real surprise there, and they're gonna go into the bonus time for the next pick. Is it gonna be Darkseer, or is it gonna be something like a Rubik, or you know, some other hero that they want to combine with the Shadow Demon, and they are afraid that Chlamydia would pick up, like a Lone Druid maybe also. I was gonna call them CP. I know, I failed. Anyways. We're waiting, seeing if what they're gonna pick up, and they're gonna tick into their bonus time. At the same time, they're not too worried, because also Chlamydia used a lot of their bonus time, and they can just use this time as they want to, as we have a bit of different situation than we had previous games. Of course, this is the 5th game that we see today in a row. No breaks in between, actually. So kudos to you if you're sticking with me for those well, what is it, 4 hours? 5 hours almost. So kudos to you. But yeah, so we're gonna have some different hero picks. We are having the Keeper of the Light being picked up here, so that will be a hero that we'll see on the side of Sex and CP. Let's see what they're gonna get together with their Nyx Assassin. Is it gonna be a aggressive trialing? Personally, I mean, I've said it every single game so far, I like to see aggressive trialings. I would like to see a... No, none of those. No, no CP. I wanted to get a gyrocopter. But yeah. A Gyrocopter will not be picked up. It's a Phantom Lancer and a Darkseer. Now, Phantom Lancer would have been... I mean, Phantom Lancer, Nyx Assassin, Keeper of Light. That's the ideal combination right there. But Keeper of Light now picked up by Sex, because they don't want to give it away. And Darkseer to be picked up together with Chlamydia. So they still have that Lancer, Nyx Assassin combination. But they're also saying, you know what, we're going to play it passive. As in, we're going to play it on the top lane, on the safe lane. And that's going to be it. Darkseer will be probably on the mid lane or on the off lane. Or in the jungle, as we have seen. And Lone Druid will still be picked up there. And that is going to be the first set of picks all done. And that means that we are going to be going to the next ban phase. And is the Sven that gets banned out first. Like, if you look at Sex lineup, you know that they have got a potential tri lane and a Lone Druid to potential off lane, and then they just need a carry to go with that tri lane. Lone Druid in theory could be on the tri lane as well. I mean, that's definitely possible. But personally, I would expect Lone Druid to be solo, and then having a different carry, well, with the Shadow Demon and Keeper of Light. We'll see though. But they're not going to be picking up the Sven anymore, because that one got banned out. This game is probably going to be a long game, so I hope you're in for that. We have seen Phantom Lancer earlier today as well. Not on Chlamydia though. Chlamydia was actually the one that lost a game against the Phantom Lancer up against 25 earlier today. And they Yeah, they're probably gonna try to do exactly the same. Like, just have that Phantom Lancer farm up and make it do the Brood Mother effect at some point. Just pushing in constantly, making sure that Sex cannot fight anywhere, cannot leave their base long enough for a long period of time. Gyrocopter, apparently CP still thought it was an option, so gets banned out. Shame for me, but you know, happens. As we're having a Queen of Pain and a Rubik being banned out by Sex. Rubik still, of course, because if you're going to have a trial lane with a Nyx Assassin and a Phantom Lancer, Rubik would be a great one to have, and a Queen of Pain would be a possible mid lane for CP also. So it's all possible. Let's see though what they're going to be picking up here, as in banning out first. They still have their bonus time. Both teams have about the same seconds of bonus time left. As well, if you look at the lanes, we've got a dual lane and a tri lane. Dual lane and a tri lane. And an off lane. So they both are having the same type of heroes. The only real difference is that one has only two of the tri lane, which is a carry and a support, and the other one only has two supports. So that's the difference there, as they have two off laners. They still need to go for the mid laners, so we don't see anybody of that being banned out apart from the Queen of Pain. Because Queen of Pain is just such an all-round mid-hero that you can't really go wrong with it. Templar Assassin is still in the pool if they want to go for that mid-lane hero. We still have a Shadow Fiend that we saw in the previous game, even though he wasn't big enough, or yeah, he was big enough to win this game. He was, of course, on the side of CP. They might try to do that again. Although this time they don't have to counter Queen of Pain, so they might just go for something else and wait until Sex has picked something up. Maybe, like... The thing is, right now the last pick goes to Sex, so they can just wait with their last pick for the mid lane hero to make sure that they can have something that counters the mid lane that they are expecting from CP. And that's going to be a tricky part for CP to deal with, as well, they are already going to be having to pick their mid lane soon. They're first going to be having their support. It will be a Jakiro the first time that we see him picked up today. We're going to have Jakiro, Nyx Assassin, Phantom Lancer, tri lane most likely, and Sex is going to be thinking about their pick up. Is it going to be their carry? Like the carry for a tri lane, or are they going to pick up their mid laner? I do believe that they should not pick up their mid laner just yet, and rather go for a carry if they can. Unless they're going to have their lone druid as their carry, in which case they can pick up an off lane. If they want to. Like, it's all possible, right?
10 seconds remaining.
But they're taking their time for now.
Remaining.
We still have the Chaos Knight in there. We still got the Luna in there as well. But if you know that you're going to be up against a Phantom Lancer, you probably want to have something that's also ready to take on late game very easily. Having said that, we saw a Phantom Lancer in a previous game up against a Shadow Demon as well, and now you would say Shadow Demon is a bit of a counter towards the Phantom Lancer, and that's definitely true. But the Shadow Demon that game actually did not spec his disruption until very late, and by that time it was already too late. And Phantom Lancer is a great hero to have against you if you are a Shadow Demon, because you can just copy the Phantom Lancer and create your own illusions by well, with the disruption, and then with the disruption illusions you can create more illusions. So that's a great thing to have. We've got the Luna being picked up still, so that's going to be their trial lane. Like I said, we did see the Luna earlier today against the Phantom Lancer already. Did not really work out all that well. We're going to see if CP can do the same thing, and or if Sex is going to make sure that this time it will work a Luna versus Shadow Demon. And of course the thing about a Luna is that you can push a bit earlier, and you have got this pushing lineup like Illuminates, a Bear, and the Glaives, and of course the Lunar Blessing, not to be forgotten. So the potential to push fairly early, or I say fairly early, I mean around 25 minutes in, is definitely there. Definitely there. We've got CP going into the reserve time again. This is their last pick. This is their mid pick most likely, unless they want to have their Darkseer middle. Maybe they want to give Sex a bit of a doubt on which is going to be middle lane. Like, they could still have Darkseer mid, but they could have, for example, pick up a Beastmaster and, you know, switch them around, or depending on what their opponent is picking. They could also still go for a Shadow Fiend. An Invoker is still in there. Like, there's a lot of potential. Oh wow, I forgot about that guy. But the Magnus was still in there as well, so teamfight potential is the name of the game for CP, and they pick up the Magnus, so they have got that threat. Like, I just said, Sex could be pushing right here, and if they start pushing this, at some point they will be at the base of CP, and then they will be having the risk, like, okay, you know what, we can have a team fight or we take your tower, but, you know, normally you say that when you have some big team fight potential on your own side, but if you don't have that, and your opponent has a Magnus, that's going to be trouble. And of course, Magnus is going to be a great combination together with the Jakiro and the Nyx Assassin, because of reverse polarity, AoE damage from Jakiro going through, Nyx Assassin stun to follow up as well, Iron Shell. It's a great combination to have from CP. Though I have to say, we have seen them with a massive combination potential, team fight potential earlier on, and they were not able to get that game. So we're going to see if they were going to be a bit more lucky this game. They're going to be up against a Brewmaster. Brewmaster is a mid lane hero that definitely has got some team fight potential, and is also one of those heroes that when he gets level 6, he has got that split, and he wants to use it to try and get kills. So that is going to be Brewmaster picked up for Sex. So Sex versus Clidia, Pistachio? I don't know. Chlamydia, CP, that's all the name of the game is. Anyways, also, like I said, 5th game of the day without any breaks, so I might be a bit faltering in my focus. Let's hope that's not going to be the case, because of course that's not good, but just a bit of a heads up for you, as we have got Sidoi playing the Darkseer. This time will be Basil's Perfect, who will be playing the Phantom Lancer. StarLadder will be going mid with the Magnus. It will be Hardeve on the Jakiro this time, and Yo on the Nyx Assassin. So all new heroes for these players for this game, because this is actually the 5th game that we see of CP as well today. On the other side, we've got ourselves Medved playing the Brewmaster. It will be Nubik on the Luna. Book will be playing the Keeper of the Light. Rain on the Shadow Demon. And it will be the name that I cannot pronounce on the Lone Druid. And that's gonna be a pause. Without any exclamation. Pause coming up from Nubik though. Luna does want to have a pause. Secret stretch being discussed right here. How are they gonna lane this? Well, I would expect the Lone Druid to be on the safe lane. I'm speaking hopeful here. Let's do Lone Druid on the safe lane and have an aggressive tri-lane with the Luna, Shadow Demon, and the Keeper of Light. It's a great combination to have. If you have a Shadow Demon that's maybe level 2, even level 1 is already nice to have. But you can set up for a nice Illuminate. Loosen Beam will do zillions amounts of damage, and that will be the end of a Jakiro. Having said that, I do realize that if someone initiates on someone, if someone from Sex initiates on someone from the Chlamydia, there will be an Impale, there will be an Ice Path, and every bit of fun will be lost. But, you know, because I am expecting to be having a safe lane here with the Phantom Lancer and the Nyx Assassin and the Jakiro, with Sidoi on the off lane and StarLadder on the mid lane. But, you know, that's all what I'm expecting. Let's see if I'm going to be right. Let's see if it is going to be an aggressive tri lane. Let's hope so. Or maybe Nubik is gonna be going middles. Maybe not. Not giving anything away. He's going for wards, so that's normal. He could actually be... Brewmaster is in theory also a decent offlaner, and we have seen this guy being mid on the Queen of Pain earlier as well. In which case I'm totally off with my predictions, shamefully so, because that means that we won't have an aggressive tri-lane, or will we? Looks like we will. Solo laning Luna, bottom. Wow, I was totally off, but I'm happy that I'm still going to be having an aggressive tri-lane. I like it. It should be no secret that I like aggressive tri-lanes. I think I've said that like zillions of times today. Wow. Oh, skirmish? No. No. No, that's going to be no skirmish. But yeah, it's going to be hard to initiate on this. Though, having said that, Brewmaster, Shadow Demon, great combination. Disruption there gives time for Brewmaster to walk up to the target to land a clap. You might not have a loosened beam, but the clap will be there, and maybe a right click that will do massive amounts of damage as well. So it's definitely nice to have. Kind of curious to see how it's gonna work out though. And Darkseer against the Luna. Luna is a hero that has, I mean, she's a ranged hero, yeah, but she is not that high ranged hero, and she will still get harassed a bit by those iron shells, so she has to be careful about that. And I don't think that Sidoi will be having an all too tough time of dealing with that bottom lane. He can actually be on the top bottom lane this time. He can actually be safe. And he's gonna have a haste rune, so he's gonna be happy with that. In the meantime, a Lone Druid against a Magnus mid lane should be going the way of the Lone Druid, purely because of the harassment that the Lone Druid is able to throw out upon StarLadder, and of course that's gonna be a great thing to have. Though of course StarLadder also is gonna go for fast bottles, so we'll be able to harass out a bit, and it's actually getting some denies going already. So we'll see how this is actually gonna go later on. And he is still getting last hits also. Yeah, nice. In the meantime, this is gonna be the lane where I'm sticking mostly, because this is gonna be the lane with the most harassment, with the most action disruption, and that might be a Jakiro going down. Ice Path still goes. Nice one there, but is it gonna be enough? Should be. That's so just a bit of a taste of what we can expect here, as Basils is going to be taking a lot of harassment. Already has to eat one of his tangos. Probably going to have to eat more soon as well, because he is dropping fairly low already as the mana gets burned from the Brewmaster. No more mana to clap anymore. He's a very high mana hero, as in he needs a lot of mana. His spells cost a lot of mana. Disruption there. There's also already a sentry ward being placed. It's in range of the tower though, that's not ideal. And of course he is still he is level 2, so he can pick up a double walk if he wants to. But it looks like he just wants to go for stats, so he goes for lands and for stats. And here goes a sentry ward just to make sure that there's not going to be any creeps being blocked here. And he will be pulling the lane. That's actually quite interesting to see, that he's still going to be pulling the lane to deny a creep wave, because that will give the possibility for Sex to be diving this tower, but it looks like he's going to be just fine for now. With that, in the meantime, mid lane is going to be the Lone Druid having 7 for 2 last hits, with StarLadder on 7 for 2 as well, so still very even on this mid lane. And on the bottom lane, it's going to be Seedoy, who is definitely happy with that he's up against this lane. 7 for 0, and he's now surging up, wants to go for Nubik, wants to try and get him, surging into the jungle, making sure that, no, he can't get away actually. Tower helping out, helping Nubik out, and he pops a salve, and he will be fine with that. But this is just a bit. Oh, we have actually a disconnect from the mid lane, so we will have a pause. There we go. That's painful. He can miss a lot of last hits for that, and he finally had some free last hits as well, as there was actually an illusion rune up on the Magnus. But yeah, we see Seedoy. He's having a fun time here. I mean, he's up against Luna. Luna 7 for 4, 7 for 0 up on the Darkseer. They're being kept even for now. And we already saw a bit of potential of how Seedoy might be able to kill off the Luna, because Luna is not that high HP hero, so she's fairly squishy. She does have, of course, one of the Ring of Protection, so that's nice already, but is it going to be enough is the question. Dota Vele Tela Minuti na voor. Go for it. Maybe he needs 4 minutes? Maybe. Anyways. Get a quick look at the graphs. It's 2.5 minutes in. It doesn't really show us anything at all. Anyways, lane so far, mid lane even, bottom lane even, top lane. Last hit wise, 5 for the Brewmaster, while Basils has got 8. But I would still say fairly even, and we've have seen the harassment already, and I do feel like Sex has been a bit more in favor of those initiations, as in the potential for them to kill someone was greater than the potential to kill for someone to kill off someone from CP. Of course, also if CP would go on someone, there will be a disruption to try and save that person's life. Having said that, one thing that they have to be careful for is that Shadow Demon is... I mean, there was a period of time before the Jakiro got nerfed a bit again, where Shadow Demon and Jakiro was the 2 supports to get on the same team, because you can get a disruption and then land your ice path, and you know it will be great and stuff. But if they're on the opposite teams, that's still not bad for the Jakiro. If there's a defensive disruption, the ice path can still follow up on that disruption to get a guaranteed ice path. So they have to be careful not to disrupt too early. And of course also not to disrupt too late, because you want to be able to save your teammate still. But that is gonna be that's gonna be a dangerous thing to see there. Having said that, Phantom Lazard probably doesn't want to be going all too aggressive. He just wants to get some last hits. I'm actually gonna drink some water while we wait. The Quelling Blade bug got fixed, by the way, for the people asking in the chat. It got fixed. Don't worry about it. So this is allowed. Seedoy. Very low on mana, but he has a Sage Math, so he will be fine. And he has got all the regeneration in the world, while Luna just used her last salve. And Seedoy is probably very well aware of that one. And once more to say it to people that recently joined, this is gonna be a this is game number 2 of a best out of 3 for the StarLadder Relegation matches, and that means that this is the number 3 or 4 from the ProSeries up against the bottom number 3-4, like the third and 4 from the bottom up, if you know what I mean, up against them. So the winner of this match will be going to the StarSeries, so you will be seeing a lot more of them, while the loser of this match will be going to the ProSeries. And it is Sex that came from the ProSeries, and CP comes from the StarSeries. Now you can say, like, you know what, I didn't see CP and I did follow StarSeries. Well, that's because CP took the spot of 25, as was decided in a match that we had before this, because CP is actually a spin-off of the members that got replaced on 25. What am I saying? 25. CP is a spin-off from the members that got replaced on 25 when 25 got PGG, etc. in there. So that is why CP is in this match, because they actually won that best out of 3, which was very entertaining, by the way. Last match, except what was it? I can't remember. I think it was entertaining. Not sure. It's a big mess of matches in my head. As this is the 5th game of the day, because that best out of 3 actually went to 3 games. And this best out of 3 can still go to 3 games if Sex wins the match against Clidia. Yes, these names of the teams are fairly awkward. And I've already had some fun with it. I'll try not to force out any more, but sometimes I just can't help it, and normally it doesn't come across properly. So, you know, just bear with me there. And there is the reconnect in there. Cool. I can type in the chat. The game continues in 2 minutes. Oh, also, you see my little speech bubble right there. That means that I am audible in game. If you're watching this inside the game, salutations to you guys or girls. And that means that you can watch this game inside the game client. If you have a Season 4 ticket for StarLadder, these games are on that ticket, so you can watch it there if you want to. So we have a go, and we shall be going. Shall be going again. So I'm thinking on this top lane, because I'm thinking that's gonna be the first blood, unless Cedo is gonna be all ballsy and just goes to dive the tower again, but he actually has to use some regen right now. He is eating some tango, so he's gonna be doing that one. As Medved is actually being ballsy here as well. It's just standing next to Basil just to get that last hit. Yeah, might be mana burn, but at the same time, there is instantly also chakra magic to make sure your mana burn of the opposing team is not going to be doing anything anymore, as Rain is looking for a disruption target. He also can be aiding his way through the trees here if he wants to. Disruption? Is it going to come off? Nope, nope, never mind. Was thinking about it, didn't go for it. Was in the meantime, Nubik just farming on the bottom lane. 13 for 7, 11 for 0 there on the mid lane. It is 14 for 5 and 13 for 3, so still very even there as well. And I'm just waiting and seeing like when they're gonna go. Because if you're gonna have an aggressive tri lane, the name says it, you have to be aggressive. Because if you're not, your supports are not gonna get any extra experience and farm in the jungle like the supports of CP are getting with this creep stack right here. And they're gonna go for this. They're maybe trying to go for Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin has to be very careful here. Mana burns the Brewmaster to start off with. There will be a Chakra Magic, of course, but you know it's gonna be too late, as they are luring the creep wave away to make sure that the creep. Oh, and they're actually gonna have the neutrals take care of them. Nice. Getting the last hits to the Phantom Lancer still there. I'm keeping an eye on this Shadow Demon mostly, because Shadow Demon is the one that's supposed to be initiating. And so just making sure that they deny this. Clap lands, and there's the disruption, and there's the Sentry Ward. Illuminate to go through. This could be a first blood. One more hit away from dying. Bam! You're dead. Medved gets the kill. Here still comes the Nyx Assassin, but it's too little too late. His Spike Carapace is not doing anything anymore. Apart from being annoying for the opponent team, of course. And that will be the end of that one. That one, that is. Ice Path gonna hit on Medfat. There goes the lance as well. Are they gonna go for this? They don't have anything else. Here comes the Soul Catcher. There is an Impale up on Nyx Assassin. Refraction comes up. Or sorry, yeah, Refraction. What am I saying? It is the Spike Carapace that comes up, but nobody is hitting him, so he is just fine. They want to go when they decide to go, not when this gets forced out by the opponents. And so far, Tri-Lane then, all of a sudden, working out because they got the kill on the carry of the opponent team. Having said that, Phantom Lancer is not easily shut down. He needs to be continuously shut down because otherwise he'll end up getting his farm anyways. And the longer the game drags on, the more farm a Phantom Lancer will have. And Phantom Lancers are, you know, annoying heroes to be up against if it's going to late game, regardless of how much he's been shut down. The illusions will still be annoying to you. As the lane gets pushed out a bit, Yol will be stacking again or pulling first, depending on what he wants to do. Depending on what they're aiming for the lane. In the meantime, another clap. Is there gonna be more? Is there gonna be a disruption? Can't walk over the ice path. There goes more mana. They are gonna go for this again. They're gonna put the dust up there. No doppelblock for you. They know where he is though. Oh, he eats the tangos. Is he gonna eat another one? Eat more, eat more, eat more, eat more. Ah, they still know he's there. There's a goes to clap disruption. They change their mind. Go for the Jakiro set. He gets locked in place by the trees. Tries to get himself away. Goes down though. At the same time, the Darkseer went down on the bottom lane. His Shadow Demon still in a lot of trouble and will be going down to Basil's perfect clap landing. Basil's gonna try to get away. Impale hits on Medfed though. And that's gonna be Illuminate still flying through. One more hit away from dying and he dies again! Spike Carapace again not doing anything. Another collab could land soon. But he's gonna let him go. 0-0-0 for the Nyx Assassin. And one kill still going to CP. But that's gonna be the Shadow Demon, of course, that went down. So at least Phantom Lancer got something out of that encounter. Phantom Lancer is headless. In the meantime, it was Cedar that did go down to the to Nubik, who uses Eclipse for that one. But he's gonna get a reverse polarity with a double damage StarLadder and will be going down there. Iron Shell getting the last hit for Seedoy. I like Darkseer's voice thingies when he says he got a kill, but I didn't really hear that one, unfortunately for me. Anyways, that's the first time that that Magnus left his lane, basically. Wait a second, what's he doing? Nothing. Okay. And in the meantime, Lone Druid. I mean, we won't see him leaving his lane to help out the other teams as Disruption is there. StarLadder lands a Shockwave and then goes away again. He has got a support here now to try and get some levels because they realize they're not going to be able to get anything anymore on that tri-lane on top. But Lone Druid is just here to get the farming experience, no other reason. He doesn't want to gank his other lanes and help out his teammates. He just wants to farm, and he doesn't need to help the top lane because the top lane is already getting ahead there. And they're gonna go for the Nyx Assassin. Is there gonna be a disruption though? Is he gonna be fast enough? I don't think he is. Nope, he is not. And now he has to be careful again because he's gonna be locked inside with 3 heroes around here. There's an Ice Path, there's an Impale. And there's nothing that they are gonna be able to do anyways. Illuminate going through. Still Spike Carapace a bit too late, I believe, as they're gonna go for Basil's. Dust already being popped. They see him, but he's gonna be able to get away this time. TP incoming also from the Magnus. Skewer gets the Shadow Demon. Is there gonna be another Shockwave? Yes, there is, and there should be a kill. There he goes. Impale and Ice Path up on the Brewmaster. Nice Illuminate flying through. Another clap and a split. And he turns around. This could be devastating. Basil's dies first, and it's the Jakiro that will die second. Fuel Scepter up on the Nyx Assassin, or at least a Tornado to save him for later. StarLadder still alive here. You'll Illuminate there. That's 3. Is it gonna be 4? StarLadder back. He at least gets the kill on the Brewmaster. But that is 3-4-2, and that is worth it. That is a nice split. Getting 3 kills with that split. Of course, it started off with the Shadow Demon going down. That's why I said too. Brewmaster still dying. He might not have to have died if he went away earlier, but he was greedy for that 3rd kill. Gets it, and I mean, it's not bad, that's for sure. That's the 3rd time that Phantom Lancer went down, and that is gonna be painful. In the meantime, Tier 2 Tower is gonna get pressured, and that's gonna be gold going the way of the Lone Druid, who just lost his bear. Skewer in the disruption, Soul Catcher up on there. Are they gonna try to go on this actually? They could, but there's mana on Magnus aplenty, so he could go for a reverse polarity if he wants to. Impale hits, right clicks his reverse polarity on Bear and Master. Jewel Breath going through as well, but is there gonna be enough to take him down? He's actually locked inside the trees, and he does go down as well as does his bear, as Jakiro is going to be getting away from that place again, and it will be Lone Druid getting picked up, and that's good also for CP. So we do have a bit of a trade there. Mid lane, Even though the tower drop now slightly going in favor of CP. If we look at the net worth, it's the Magnus that is highest up on there. Of course, that's because he's not died yet, and he's got 4 kills in total, so doing a good job there. As looks like Basil's again careful, running for his life. I think it's time for him to just get himself a shield and just go inside that forest, because he cannot do anything on his top lane as long as his Brewmaster is here together with his teammates. He does pick up some tranquility boots, or tranquil boots rather, to make sure he can stay on the lane without actually continuously having to go back to heal up or getting salves from teammates or something like that. Nyx Assassin showing his face. Blinding Light gonna hit, impale, or there's at least a Spike Carapace. Collapse still going through though. Illuminate will fly through as well, but will miss. Went the wrong way. Disruption, Soul Catcher all hits. Ice Path doesn't hit anything. Here comes an impale. It misses though, or at least, yeah, it misses. There goes the lance. Another clap. Yule has to back off right now. And there is going to be Spike Carapace saving his life. Is it going to be enough? Illuminate misses, and he's able to stay alive, but Shadow Demon is not. Another lance latches. Shockwave misses. And that's going to be only the Shadow Demon going down as the Shockwave comes out on StarLadder, who gets some hate from the neutrals there. Can't believe that this Nyx Assassin was able to stay alive. I'm sure he's quite surprised about it too. And that's going to be the Luna highest up on net worth, because she has just been free farming. She's of course got 1 kill. She died once also with that reverse polarity being used there, but she's a happy bunny. She's just she's doing just fine. In the meantime, Magnus doing fine as well. But the mid laner, of course, of CP. Is he gonna be able to carry his team? I'm not sure. He is gonna be going for a Blink Dagger as his item by the looks of it. So we will be having that, as we have got Shadow Demon being scouted out in the forest by this Darkseer, who is somewhere around the mid lane on the wrong side of the map. But, you know, he's going to go for it anyway. Disruption trying to help out. Here comes StarLadder. Skewer doesn't hit. Does clear out the trees, giving some more vision. And wow! They really didn't like that one. Shadow Demon goes down to the reverse polarity of StarLadder, and it is the lone druid that's going to try to get away. But here comes Nubik. Eclipse going through. Cedar dying again to the Eclipse. StarLadder trying to TP himself out, will be able to do so. They're going to try to block his path, but they realize, you know what, he's gone. So he can't do anything anymore, and that is going to be, again, Magnus not dying just yet. Gets himself another kill. I'm not sure if that was entirely worth it with the reverse polarity being used. But, you know, kill is a kill, and that is gold, and gold is good. As we have the gold graph actually in favor of Sex, it's in favor by 2.2k gold. And that is, not that much, 12 minutes into the game. We actually have got the experience graph around 0, 8 to 7. Kills are fairly even, which is quite surprising for this top lane. I mean, the top lane is definitely in favor of Sex, no doubt about that one. Basil's is not getting that much. His net worth is still second highest of his team, but there's actually 3 people from Sex higher than him. All 3 lanes of the opposing team are higher than him. Of course, also that includes the Brewmaster, who's going to go for his Blink Dagger first as well. And talking about Blink Daggers, this Magnus already has his. He just purchased it in the courier. He has to wait for it because it's on the top lane, bringing something towards supports, towards Joel, who's got himself boots. Happy times, luxury item for him. And Magnus has got his reverse polarity up again in 30 seconds, so won't be able to use it just yet. Gets a skewer, gets put in the disruption. Shockwaves himself, or shockwaves through, but can't do anything here anyways. Just forces them back. Giving some more freedom to Basil's to farm, as he picked up his first blade of Electricity. Is probably going to go towards the Diffusal Blade, of course, as that's a normal item for him to get. In the meantime, Luna is just ahead on net worth. Of course, that's also because of the Blink Dagger that's in the courier, but Luna is doing a fine job. Has got herself some drums, has got a Ring of Aquila. Probably going to go for BKB next to just deal with those ice paths and spikes from the Nyx Assassin, from the Impales. Of course, the reverse polarity will still hit, but then again, you're just gonna have to deal with that if you're up against the Magnus. There's nothing you can do against that. It's not a reason not to build a BKB. And at least, if you're gonna be put inside that disruption, inside that reverse polarity, sorry, you're not gonna have the damage to go through from the Jakiro, from the Impales, from the Iron Shells, etc. So at least there's some kind of positive thing on that, positive spin. If you do get hit by that reverse polarity while you're in the BKB, you at least will be able to survive, as in the meantime Luna goes down actually. And well, this StarLadder is really jumpy with his reverse polarity, and now extra jumpy with his Blink Dagger, of course. Trigger happy, I mean. Trigger happy with his reverse polarity. Used it, gets a kill on the carry, and it's a good kill also. I mean, that's the highest farmer of the opponent team, so that's not bad. On Not bad on getting a kill on. And yes, I am mostly top with my camera because this is where most heroes are. This is where most action should occur.
Bottom tower is under attack.
As that we do have the tier 1 tower bottom getting harassed. We'll probably be going down as Lone Druid is still happily farming. We haven't really talked about him that much because he is just happily farming. He's not doing anything else but farming. He's almost got his relic complete. He's second highest for his team on net worth, and he is just minding his own business. Yes, he died once, he got an assist once, but everything happened in this middle lane. Everything came to him. And he might actually be going to the jungle right now just to safely farm his last 200 gold to make sure he doesn't die. But talking about safely farming, StarLadder is going to try to make sure that doesn't happen, but he doesn't have reverse polarity this time. And he can't get anything done. Might be getting an iron shell and stand next to him though. Which is nice. Exclamation marks coming up to see that there's a shadow demon around there. Oh, I think you're dead. Yeah, that's gonna be your dead. Unstoppable StarLadder, and he's gonna be fighting a Brewmaster. There's a blink away though, and they're just fine. Darkseer running himself away. Still has a surge if he should make some haste, but he doesn't need to. Brewmaster does have his split up. He has his blink dagger also. It's gonna just go to the side shop, pick that one up, and when he does, then he will be looking for some kills. Preferably up on the Magnus, because Magnus is being a bit of a pest right now. Has been an 8 out of the 9 kills, and is looking to be very, very dangerous. Having said that, the Brewmaster, of course, has been in 6 out of the 8 kills, so he's also been pretty involved. 3 kills, of course, of those are on this Phantom Lancer, who's finally getting some more time to farm because Brewmaster finally left him alone. The Fusel Blade ready, and this is the time. Even with being shut down, he is still going to be very dangerous later game. It's just that window of opportunity that I'm always talking about. It's just going to be a bit smaller, bigger now, bigger for sex. And we're gonna see them hiding. Maybe trying to bait something out if they would go to the tier 1 tower, but they're actually not gonna be able to do that. There is a reverse polarity again, and knowing StarLadder right now, he wants to use it. Question is, where is he gonna use it? How is he gonna use it? Who is he gonna use it on? Is it gonna be a support Shadow Demon? It could be. We've seen him doing it before. I think this one would be better though. This Lone Druid. At the same time, they have to be careful because that blink dagger on the Brewmaster will make sure that he can get in the fight very fast. And if there's a reverse polarity and Medved just TPs in afterwards and blinks himself in, that's going to be painful because all of a sudden no reverse polarity left and no team fight to be held by CP, and they should be on the run if that happens. In the meantime, Nyx Assassin smoked up. He's level 6 as well, so can be going for some. Well, he's level 7 right now, but he has his Vendetta, so he can be going for some kills, maybe. Already used his Vendetta once. Looking to do it again. As we have two farmers on the bottom lane. They have to share farm. This is not really ideal, but they are giving Keeper of Light a bit more experience on the top lane, giving a bit more gold. Lone Druid safely farming in the mid lane, having the Shadow Demon around him just in case. As come on. I am bad. Brewmaster dying. Nyx Assassin picking up the kill. Nyx with the Vendetta. Reverse polarity not used for that one. Not needed. Ice Path not hitting up on Nubik, and he's going to be able to get himself away. Tower will still drop. Lone Druid has got himself the relic. Building towards the recipe of the Radiance. No real surprise. If anybody is surprised, raise your hand. I'm hoping to not see any hands.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And that's gonna be, well, the push being stopped. I think they have to do this. Like, this is the Broodmother effect. As soon as Keeper of Light leaves this lane alone, Basils will probably try to push this. And they're actually gonna be having the clips going on soon, probably. Or no, risky stuff. There's only a ward, no dust. They still realize he's around there somewhere, but they have to be, oh, not a central ward. And now they go, and here comes also StarLadder, and that was our first polarity on nothing! Whipped it! And there comes the Eclipse, hits on 3. Nubik though, he is surrounded by enemy heroes. The split is there. It is the Brewmaster that splits. Phantom Lancer died, but as does the Luna. Illuminate flying through. Seedor getting stunned up. Will be dropping here. Probably Ice Path gonna try to keep him up. Surge away. Illuminate will still catch him. And StarLadder blinks himself away. Gets another shockwave. He wants to go for a kill. Gets it. The Keeper of Light picking up the last hit. Now Medved is backing up towards the same old personally. Well, same back as locked inside. And Ice Path as well as Nubik, who just got back here. But it will be Medved that dies, and it's Hardy that gets a double kill. Yul gonna be able to get himself away. Nubik gets skewered back towards the enemy territory. Shockwave still going through. Is he gonna be able to get another kill? Yes, he is. Nubik, you're gonna be on the run. Can he get himself away? It looks like he might be able to. It's just a Jakiro that's left here. Is he gonna be able to get a double kill? Here also comes Rain, Soul Catcher up on the creep though. Is there gonna be anything more? Shock or Illuminate still going through. Ice Path doesn't hit, but their Lance does, and that's a kill still, as it's gonna be the Shadow Demon that gets a purge from the Diffusal Blade. The first one, the honor he gets, and he gets a double kill, gives a double kill to Basil's, who of course died there, but managed to get himself back up on the top lane and gets himself some kills. So a fairly even trade here with carries dropping on either side, and it was actually the first time that the Magnus went down. And he totally whiffed that reverse polarity. It was a bit of a shame. If that would have hit, that would have been a whole different ball game. But that wasn't a different ball game. That was a whiffed reverse polarity. You have to see it sometimes, right? And well, that's gonna be some fight. That was actually 4 heroes there, I believe, from CP. Darkseer wasn't in that fight. And of course Lone Druid wasn't in that fight. Lone Druid, whose Radiance is complete. So we'll see him being a bit more active right now, as they're probably going to be looking to take down a couple of towers. Tier 1 and Tier 2 already down in the mid lane, courtesy of Lone Druid. And they're looking to go for more, of course, with also that Demolish up on the bear. There we go, passive Demolish. They will be seeing their own Tier 1 getting dropped off, probably, as Nubik cannot do anything against this push that's incoming, as the gold graph is around 0. Surprisingly, Sex was in favor up until that point. Experience graph is going to be going the way of CP. They did get the most of the kills, and more importantly, they got the later of the kills on the top lane. And they're going to be trying to take down the Tier 2 as well. Their own Tier 2 was already down middle, and it's going to be down soon top as well, as there's Lone Druid just taking back the tower, and he doesn't have to worry about the creeps because they'll die from the Radiance anyways. I mean, the bear can tank up the tower. It's all perfect, as they do find an enemy, but it's only a support Jakiro. Dual Breath, Ice Path, and the TPs come in, but it's gonna be too late for the Jakiro. It might be. No entangles. Jakiro gonna go down to the Shadow Demon Demonic Purge, and it will be Lone Druid that should be able to get himself away. There's a nice a nice Spike Carapace up on the bear though, or at least up on the Lone Druid, because the bear of course did damage with that with that entangle route. Lone Druid still hanging around here. Yule looking for him. Can he find him though? Goes the same route, and he will be called back by the Keeper of the Light. And the bear is gonna now make it out as well. If they were gonna chase that bear, that would have been a split and an eclipse ready for them, should they want to go for that. And looked like they might actually want to still go for this. New bear gets summoned, and they indeed go for this. And that's gonna be Tranquil Boots, making sure that Lone Druid is gonna be back up to full HP again. The bear is there. They're gonna clap. Find Seedoy. Seedoy, I think you're gonna be dead. Shockwave still going through to try and make sure that they don't chase anybody else. And it looks like they don't. They're happy with just a kill up on Seedoy. Gold graph sticking around 0 still. Experience graph going up a bit with all these kills going the way of Sex. As it looks like the illusions vanish. Yeah, there we go. In the meantime, the real one is on the bottom lane pushing this out. And it will be resulting in a push on the Tier 2 if nobody comes here to defend it. And for now, nobody is, because they're still looking for kills in this top lane inside the dire jungles. In the meantime, let's take a quick look at some of the items. We have got support. Nyx Assassin doesn't really have anything, but we should be looking at the carries. Fountain Lancer has got himself his Manta Style almost complete. Of course, you want to have that Manta Style, more illusions, and more importantly, more illusions that can make extra illusions. So that's definitely a good one to have as the Lance ledges. And there's also... He is so trigger happy! There was a reverse polarity, in case you're wondering. I thought he was gonna be able to kill him anyway with the diffusal blade and stuff, but no, StarLadder says, I have this, don't worry guys, I've got my first polarity up, I got this. 2-2 tower drops, Shakira actually getting the last hit with the liquid fire. But yeah, that was reverse polarity being used. Fun. In the meantime, top lane getting pressured as well. Lone Druid doing a bit of Broodmother strat for herself. As the bear is going to be just standing there with his Radiance up. That's so annoying to deal with, but you know, at least you know where the bear is and if the bear is still close. And we're gonna see maybe a Roshan being taken down soon, as I mean there's only 3 towers left on the side of Sex, but there's no towers left on the side of CP, like no real tier 2 and tier 1s. Actually there's one tier 1. Just exclamation mark on it didn't make me not see it. Probably that's where Lone Druid's gonna go next. Like there's one tower up, and we have a bit of drawings on the minimap. We need a ward there, apparently. I think so. That's what I'm gonna be making of it. Of course, for this game, once again, a reminder, this is a second game in a best out of 3. Clidia has won a game up, and Sex, if they win, they are forcing out a game number 3. So it is it's the best out of 3, and we're gonna see if there is actually gonna be a game number 3. So far, I have to say, it looks fairly even. Looks fairly even in gold. In experience, though, it is Clidia that's ahead, and I do think later on, if the game lasts a very long time, it will be this Phantom Lancer that will be the most annoying hero in the game. Having said that, if Sex is continuing doing what they're doing right now, just pushing, I know, that's really bad saying that way, if Sex is just pushing, I know. It's just, they are gonna be able to get something going here. As the TPs comes in, thou shall not attack our tier 2 tower. And here comes Theodore, Eclipse, ooh, a reverse polarity blinks in, it's on 3, Shockwave going through as well, it's an Ice Bat, Impale as well. And there's the first one to go down, Mechanism still hit, and there's a split, Nubik will still drop though. But the Brewmaster tries to turn it around. Jakiro is going to be landing a Mecropire trying to get himself out. Should be able to do so. Another Ice Bat going through, but the Brewmaster doesn't care about those, and he just hits the Jakiro in the face and it drops. And that will be the Brewmaster going to be back to his normal self here, and is going to be surrounded by enemy heroes and drops. 3 for 2 wins the win going to CP, at least the win of that fight. Reverse polarity was great. They pick up 2 of the carries, the Brewmaster and the Luna. They only lost the support Jakiro and an offlane Darkseer. Definitely worth it, with Basil's in the midst of all of that as well. He's got his Manta style ready. Of course, one the hero that is doing the same thing as Basil's is, or at least trying to, is just be AFK farming, getting his farm up, and he is the second highest up on farm, so he's trying to do a good job. Bear will scout out that this is going on, and Peel will hit. You'll have to be careful though. This Bear, yeah, there's a lucky one hit entangle, skewer away, but the Radiance will still clear him out, but the Bear will still die. That's a worthy death.
This fight is over.
And the Illusions will be going to the jungle probably, while Basil's is just gonna go for the Roshan. Of course, you cannot have Illusions at the Roshan. They will vanish, so he has to send him into the jungle. Not sure if they can get a kill here though. Doesn't look like it. In the meantime, more people here. Disruption, Soul Catcher up on Salianer. Disruption up on the Magnus though. At this point of the game, you should be getting disruptions up on the Phantom Lancer to get your own Phantom Lancers. As the Ice Path still hits on the Shadow Demon. Dual Breath going out as well. We don't have a Brewmaster split. Darkseer still drops on the sideline by the Keeper of Light Illuminate. Basil's actually going down here. Keeper of the Light MVP gets a double kill. And now it's also Hardy trying to get himself away, but Soul Catcher and a disruption. No escape for him. He goes down probably. Or is he? Yes, he is. I was gonna say triple kill going the way of Book. Is it gonna be more? Or is he gonna be locked inside something? No Shockwave going through, and that's actually him alive still on 22 HP, and he should be able to get away. No, never mind. Blink in, and he gets the kill as the Brewmaster still drops. Phantom Assassin, or sorry, Phantom Assassin, not even in the game. Nyx Assassin coming in with the Vendetta getting the last hit.
Is under attack.
And that should be another fight in favor of CP. And they will finally get the Roshan. Took him some time. As the army of illusions gets burned to death by the Radiance Aura. But more illusions will be created. And he's just running one illusion away to make them believe it's a real one, but it's not. But yeah, Roshan goes down, Phantom Lancer picks up the Aegis. He did die in that encounter, of course. He died 5 times now, which is quite a considerable amount. And we actually have, if we look at the net worth, the Lone Druid finally getting himself ahead on net worth. He is higher than the Phantom Lancer right now. Barely. And he just switched around again. Wow. Confusing. But as you can see also, the Magnus, who was doing so well at the start of the game, still is actually, has been in 21 of the 24 kills so far, so has been doing an amazingly well job, and he actually has his Blink Dagger Refresher. This is a very farmed Magnus, just saying. And I do have to think like that reverse polarity, that trigger happy reverse polarity is definitely paying off. We're gonna see them probably forcing out a team fight soon if they can. At the same time, this guy is now highest up again. He was shut down, yes, but he is now high up again on the net worth. He's doing good, and he's gonna be that force that you're gonna be wanting to avoid. Having said that, I mean, what can Sex do right now? They can't go for a team fight. Not with that reverse polarity, not with that refresher orb. So they have to wait until Magnus is again trigger happy and either whiffs his ulti or just uses it on one support or something like that, or uses 2 on one support if you're lucky. But But yeah, you're gonna want to try to avoid that fight with the Magnus in there. So you're gonna want to pick heroes off. But you don't really have those ganking heroes. You've got farming heroes with the Lone Druid there, with the Luna there, and if you're not farming with those heroes, you want to push. Now you can't push because you're up against 2 reverse polarities, so it's a pretty difficult situation to be in. And I kind of have to wait until CP makes a mistake and then to go on it. In the meantime, the gold graph is going the way of CP. Not by that much still. It's 30 minutes into the game. We're going towards the 3k gold in favor of CP. But again, not that much. Experience graph shows a whole different story though. Those last couple of fights went the way of CP. Even though CP lost some heroes at the end, the fight went to CP. So that's why they are ahead on experience by 12k. Clidia slightly ahead in this encounter, and this best of the 3 to decide which one of these 2 teams is gonna be going to StarSeries rather, because they are in StarLadder. But the loser will go dropping down to the ProSeries, while the winner will be in StarSeries. And that is what we are seeing. So one of these 2 teams you're gonna be seeing a whole lot more of, because they will be up against all the top teams that we normally see in StarSeries, like Empire, Fnatic, Na'Vi. Every single one of those teams will be in the StarSeries once more. That should be starting at the end of this month, I believe, but the official dates are not ready yet. It will of course be Season 5, because we are just finished Season 4. This is a relegation match. It's basically in between Season 4 and Season 5. As we have got Brewmaster building towards an Aghanims, most likely wants to be able to pop his ulti often, because of course he's going to be up against reverse polarity often as well. So ultis, team fights upon team fights. If you're going to be forced to team fight anyway, you're going to make sure that you're having your actives on all the time. In the meantime, Luna is making sure that she is not going to be harassed by that damage going through. If she is actually inside that reverse polarity, she picked up a BKB. She is going to be hit by the reverse polarity though, I mean guaranteed that. But it is going to be at least no damage going through from the dual breaths, from the Macropyre's ice breath, you name it. So at least going to be able to stay alive long enough for her to pop her Eclipse, for example. In the meantime, on the side of CP, yes, StarLadder wants to fight. You know, we know that. He's wanting to fight the whole time. But what they also are okay with doing is just waiting. I know, boring, right? But it's just waiting until this Phantom Lancer is just so farmed up that there's no way around it for Sex, and that Sex has to deal with that. And Phantom Lancer is building towards a heart, and he's gonna be having the Broodmother effect all over again. Having said that, the tier 1 tower is actually still standing on the top lane. Might not be standing for a very long time, though there is defense incoming for that. Assault Cuirass ready upon the Lone Druid, though. He has to summon his bear anew for that, so I'm not sure if he wants to put it on his bear just yet, out of risk that it might die. Tower getting harassed, illuminates, or illusions. Just picking it off. Next time it will die, regardless of if someone is defending it or not. Invisibility rune, not gonna be picked up by anybody. Oh, there we go, Nubik. I was gonna say nobody else is around there, so might as well do that, just to make sure your opponent don't have it, even if you're not gonna use it for yourself. Mechanism up on the Darkseer, together with a Ghost Scepter to make sure that Lone Druid, as well as the Brewmaster, can just not hit you. And of course, I mean, Luna. You have to make sure that you don't pop it at the wrong time though, because if you're gonna be in your Ghost Scepter and there's gonna be an Eclipse, you're gonna be having a bad time. You're gonna be taking a lot of damage from that one. At the same time, let's take a look at the more items. We already saw the heart being built up. Looks like the recipe is actually flying out in the courier right now. There it is, indeed. Nyx Assassin got himself a Ghost Scepter as well. Picked up a casual Vitality booster. As we have got, yeah, we already saw this Magnus being a happy camper with his refresher. So we saw those 3. Let's see, Phantom Lancer, we saw that one. Which one am I missing? There we go, Jakiro. What do you have? Oh, he's going towards the 4th type. He actually has a Gem of True Sight also. Just for more control, to get those wards down from the opponent team. As Lance is hit, this is a fight for a tier 1 tower. It looks like we're gonna have Sex just backing off, because they realize they can't do anything against that tower. Actually drops Impale on the bear, and this is bad for the bear. Not just because he dies, you know, it's very sad when the bear dies, but also because there's no summon back. Lone Druid is gonna be without a bear for a while, and this is the good thing about him not having his Assault Cross on his bear. Otherwise he would have lost all his items for that period of time. In the meantime, tier 2 towers is going to be pressured also. In the meantime, also, I'm saying that a lot. Jakiro is going to be having a tough time because he dies, drops the Gem of True Sight, and the tier 3 tower is going to be harassed here as TPs come in. There's going to be an Impale, and they're actually going to just TP out. BKB TP out from the Luna. Brewmaster is going to blink himself inside the trees, as the courier is around there scouting him out. Is there going to be any defense there? No, the stun was too late, and that's going to be the courier. He was, of course, scouting it out to make sure they knew where he was to get that impale going, but he couldn't reach in time. And they do get the kill. They don't get anything else. So in the meantime, on the top lane, the action continues. Basil's going to go for Book. This time, not going to be having a triple kill. Going to be having a very bad time. Going to go down. As we did miss one of the reverse polarities. There's the other one though, and it is the Brewmaster, and he will go down as the double kill goes to Basil's. We have got 3 heroes dead on the side of Sex, with only Jakiro still dead on the side of CP. There's no other push in just yet though, they have to get the creep wave there, but yeah, Keeper of Light died there, Shadow Demon died there, and that is gonna be a push in maybe coming in from CP. The bear is back though, but still not resummonable. If that's the word. Oh, it is. It's just a rest, but they're not actually going to go for this. Basil's going to be backing off. Has got a gem of Crusade now again because he killed off the Brewmaster, and Brewmaster picked up the gem that was from the Jakiro to begin with, so they have got the gem on their side again, as you have a smoke off for the Magnus and the Jakiro. Looks like they want to be betting out something with all these illusions here. That might be not too hard because they have vision everywhere, and the illusions are going to be able to pick up the tower, or are they? The Blinkin reverse polarity is not yet ready. There's no reverse polarity for another 40 seconds. Ice Path hits on the bear, but they cannot go in. And that is not going to be something that they want to be doing without a reverse polarity, unless they are absolutely sure they can do this. That's an illusion, up on illusions. I take your illusions and raise you by 2. Successfully accomplished. As the shockwave whiffs also. And illusions again giving more vision. There's still there's a tower that's able to be denied. And they actually gonna do it. There we go. Just to make sure. Illuminate gonna fly through. Gonna be annoying. Disruption. This is good. This is what he should be doing. Making illusions of the Phantom Lancer illusions. To get, or just the normal Phantom Lancer. To get his own illusions. And that is something that he should be constantly doing. No other person you should try to disrupt, because having your own Phantom Lancer illusions is the most annoying thing in the world for CP. Illuminates flying through. Is the disruption up already? Yes. Why is he all the way over there? Go disrupt an illusion. You can do it. And there's a split, the blink in, Eclipse, Seedoy gonna be going down the first one. Impale hits on the bear and his master, buyback from Seedoy. As we do have Basil's in the midst of all of this, gets put in the disruption this time. Gets to deal with his own illusions. The Fusel Blade, Demonic Purge, and he goes down. Lone Druid picking him up. Lone Druid locked inside an Ice Path though. Or at least there was only the bear. It was the Shadow Demon that was there also. In the meantime, Jakiro will be dropping his own Gem of True Sight again. Buyback from Basil's. They only get a support Shadow Demon. And that is it. Reverse Polarity 1 was used, but that is it. They still have another one with the Refresher up if they want to go for it, but I would expect maybe that they're just gonna wait. I'll wait until they maybe can pick up the bear ones at least. To make sure they don't have to deal with that, or at least that Lone Druid is gonna be very careful with that one. That's gonna be tier 3 tower. They just come back to start again. No Brewmaster split they have to deal with this time. No Eclipse they have to deal with this time. They are coming in though from the side. As illusions still pick on the tower. This is of course the Mountain style illusions and the illusions created by the rest. Ice Path hitting on some creeps. Dual Breath as well, as the illusions almost get the tower, and they will be in the deny range already. Even if it gets denied though, still a tower down. Necronomicon's chasing him down. Let's take a look at the items of Sex for a bit. We have got the Necronomicon level 3 up on the Keeper of the Light. We've also got the Mechanism up on him. We already saw, of course, this Lone Druid having the bear with the Assault Cuirass. Now that it is resummonable, he is able to get all the items up on his bear. And he looks like he's going to go for a... well, I wouldn't actually necessarily say that it's going to be a butterfly, but it can also be a... Hey, what's it called? A Heaven's Halberd, which is a great item against a Phantom Lancer. Now the trick is that you have to actually hit it on the right one, but to make sure that he doesn't attack for a while. In the meantime, Roshan is going to be taken down again by the Dire side. As we have got, let's take a look at some of the more items. We've got Brewmaster, Aghanim's complete, Blink and Mana Boots, we already saw those, as he has the Gem of True Sight in his position again. Blinkin, clap, split, gonna go for this. Who's he gonna go for first? Basil's stunned up. They know he's the real one. They know who they need to have. But he's gonna turn around and he's gonna go for this with all his illusions. BKB activated by Luna and goes for an Eclipse. If reverse polarity holds him in place though, make sure everybody's able to back off. Nobody dying just yet. And the Brewmaster split almost running out as well. Mana leak up on the Magnus, who doesn't have enough mana for his refresher orb anymore. Does pop his bottle charge, but will not have enough mana for reverse polarity anyways. Otherwise, if he does use it, impale upon the Brewmaster. Looks like it's gonna be a successful retreat from CP. Illuminate flying through once more. And that will be no deaths on the board, and so much abilities used. Like we have one reverse polarity, we had a Brewmaster split. We've had an Eclipse. But no deaths whatsoever. Looks like we are going to see Sex trying to go for the Roshan though. If that is the West decision, I'm not sure. Ice Bath's going to be hitting on the Medpet. The Roshan still goes down. Reverse polarity is a bit too late though, but still hits on 3 and the bear. Skewer up with all the heroes, leaving the bear inside the pit. Who is going to die first? Diffusal Blade up on the lone druid inside the Ice Bath. The blinding light helps keep him alive. The Ghost Scepter is also there, but the Shockwave will still pick him up, and he had the Aegis. So he's gonna be back up again shortly, as we do have Luna being picked up already, and there goes the bear as well. No escape for him. Is there gonna be more? Shadow Demon trying to get himself away, but he's by himself. Well, now supported by his own, by the illusions on the Nyx Assassin, but that doesn't matter. It's Nyx Assassin only, not Basil's perfect. If he had illusions of the Basils, you know, that would have been a whole different story. But Jakiro finally having his own gem back. He must be happy with that gem being passed back and forth. Brings so much joy to these players, and we do have the team fight, definitely won by CP. That Roshan was a bit too greedy. Everybody from CP knew where they were, and that was a perfect reverse polarity. When I say perfect, it was a good reverse polarity. Did use the refresher, of course, to get that reverse polarity in the first place, but it will be fine to use, and he will be able to pick up the tier 3 tower with this as well. The deny is going to be first, or is it not? No, he blinks away. Tower goes to Basil's. It's too risky to stick around there. He cannot die now. He has to wait for his team to be back off. Otherwise, they would not only lose one set of racks, they might lose more than just one, and they don't even lose a full set. They lose only the ranged or the melee barracks, as the creeps will take care of the ranged maybe. Tier 3 tower top though is going to be next. Creeps are getting cleared out. It's going to be the next melee barracks that are going to be the target here, and it's going to be a Brewmaster split. Blink in. And there's going to be a stun up on the Mac. There's no reverse polarity for another 8 seconds. Skewer away with the fire pan. At least that is something. Loosen beams, hittings everywhere. But there is no kill, just that Illuminate flying through, and that is the Darkseer, the first one to go down. Shadow Demon goes down still towards the Basils as he's trying to get himself away, but there are Necronomicon creeps. He is visible, so visible, but he should be able to get himself away, and Nubik knows that he can just turn around and get himself a couple of kills, as we do have them at least defending their melee barracks, but their range still dropped, of course, to the creeps. They get the kill on the Jakiro, they get the kill on the Darkseer. But that is it. That is it indeed. We do have the Shadow Demon going down for that, but at least it defended their barracks. And that is going to be well, all you can hope for. Though we are in the same situation that as we saw the first game of the day that we had, where there is a Phantom Lancer that can just push down the top lane, and at some point we'll have an army of illusions that can just go and clear out those barracks without questions asked. And they have to be very careful with that. And with they, I mean Sex. Sex has to be very careful with chlamydia. Oh, pun! I know, it has been a while that I tried some bad pun, but you know. Yeah, it happens. Oh, God. Anyway, so far Goldcraft going down in favor of CP is, it's gonna be around 10k soon if they are continuing their streak. We're gonna have Experience Graph being kept a bit even after a big up and down again, with CP coming out ahead once more. Oh God, I was gonna make the worst pun ever, but I have to maintain myself. 3,300 gold upon the Magnus. Curious to see what he's gonna go for next. If he's gonna go for oh, hello, bye. Lone Druid, trouble. No more mana, no more nothing. Gonna have to try to run himself away. The Demonic Purge is there. No Diffuse or no Ghost Scepter for you, and he drops. And he cannot buy back. Buyback statuses are very important right now, but no buyback on anything of the Radiant right now. No gold for anybody. Brewmaster almost has a buyback though. Is that? No, he doesn't. Oh, I have the wrong selected. I was gonna say. There we go. This looks more like it. He doesn't just need 30 gold. He's fine. And they're gonna just push down top lane, or at least try to. Of course, they want to go for those barracks that are still standing. with no tier 3 to protect it. They're just having to have one fight. They don't even have to win the fight, but if they have the fight on long enough, they will be able to get the barracks. As this illusion is already doing its job. This is the real one though. Oh, and they see the real one also. Blink in though. Reverse polarity hits on Medford. Ice Bat as well. They shall not split. Can he still split though? No, he cannot. He already dies, but he buys back. Nubik on the way to the basement to heal up, to come back another day. In the meantime, melee barracks getting dropped off. And Basil's gonna help out. There goes one set of racks, or run melee racks. Fortification goes off a bit too late to save the melee racks. Ice Path, Brewmaster split, still goes off. Stun up on Cedo. Can he get him though? Mechanism helping out. Tornado up on the Magnus. And Yule trying to get himself out as well. Hit it. Blah. Gonna try to hide himself. He should be able to do that though. Nice Illuminate, still does a lot of damage there as Phantom Lancer picks up the Keeper of the Light. And that is gonna be the end of that. They didn't manage to kill anybody. Yes, they forced him out of the base, but no kills. Basil's now in trouble. He is just fine though. The Eclipse not killing him off. Not with that surge on him, not when he can get away so fast. And he TP's out, doesn't want to risk dying as we do see Jakiro going down. Yul gonna try to run himself away, should be able to do so. Gem of True Sight up on the Nyx Assassin, and it's not the only Gem of True Sight apparently. As we do hear multiple, yeah, there's one on each side right now. Shadow Demon has his own Gem of True Sight, as we do have the melee Rex being dropped off. I mean, that's all they came for anyways. They didn't really lose the team fight that badly because they only lost a support Jakiro and a Darkseer. But they did get the racks, that's all they came for. It's fine. They got a kill, they got a buyback from the Brewmaster, it's all worth it in the end. Because we have the Phantom Lancer just spiking up ahead with that net worth. It's looking pretty insane right now. And he probably should be thinking about getting himself some travel boots rather than buying a TP every time and still having his Trinkel boots. And then he has only one item slot left. Could be saving up for his next Aegis in 4 minutes time. As Nubik smoked up together with the rest of his team, apart from the bear. He's not allowed to be joining the game. As in to be in the smoke party. Gonna come in from the side, gonna cut through the forest. The real one is of course here, Mantisal being popped though, and he finds some people! Reverse polarity isn't two though, Shockwave going through, that's already one down! Can they get more? Brewmaster split being used there, Entangle hits up on Sullianer, but he already screwed himself away. Impale going through on the Luna, and he cannot get away. Pops a BKB though, wants to try and do something, doesn't have an Eclipse, just can right click and some Lucent beams, and then have to get himself away because he's very low on HP. Doesn't get hit by the reverse polarity, but the Brewmaster splits are. There's only one split left, and he's gonna go try to get the Nyx Assassin, but Nyx is gonna put on his Spike Carapace and run away as we have the bear dropping. And the Master as well, Phantom Lancer picking him up. Now Brewmaster back to his normal self, doesn't run into an Ice Path, but does run into a bundle of enemy heroes. 5 heroes left alive on the side of CP. None of them had to buy back, all of them just stayed alive through the entire fight. And it was the fight definitely going the way of Clidia. Clidia is winning it off Sex right now. They are on the head foot. Front foot? You can say someone is on the back foot. Can you also say that someone is on the front foot? Oh, Bear. He just died. He cannot die again. Move, score away, or can he die again? Looks like he might be dying again, as we do have a lot of heroes. He's actually... That looked funny, sorry. I'll explain later why. A bit cartoonish as we are seeing illusions taking care of the creeps. In the meantime, of course, the tower goes down. We still have the Shadow Demon getting stunned up there, or by the Spike Carapace. There's the Lance as well. Illuminate flying through, doing a lot of damage, and that's one down, 2 down, and Calypse picking them up one by one. Luna double kill. Can they get more? In the meantime, Basil's still getting a double kill as well inside the base of the opponent team. Lone Druid and Shadow Demon dropping from him, but he's out of mana. And he's getting manhandled right now by Luna. Here comes Aliena though, saving his teammate. Doesn't have a reverse polarity, but does mark the excellent Lucent Beam. Still going through again, perfect. Having some trouble, and he's got himself a butterfly right now though. Blinding Light going through. Nubik, Illuminate flying as well, as we have got Cedoy, also very low on life. Mechanism going through again. Nubik just standing there. They just want to go for the barracks. If Nubik dies here though, it should be over, and it looks to be over. This is the only set of racks that is down. Reverse polarity up on the Brewmaster, who just wanted to go for a split. He does have a split, but he can't get it off because he's dead! And that is a double kill for Basils again, and now Nubik is again in trouble. And that is gonna be Nubik dead. Also, GG, well played, Brass. And it will be Chlamydia that we will see back in StarSeries, with Sex not leaving the Pro Series. Rampage for Basils because he can. He's standing inside the base and he's actually gonna go down. Is he? Is he really gonna go down? Yes, finally. Anyways, the one thing that I found funny about Lone Druid walking away there, because it looked like one of those cartoons where a lot of people jump on someone and there's like, because the artist didn't want to draw every single hero, every single character separately, he just draws a smoke cloud and just with head and legs and feet out of it, and then someone walks away from that. That looked like the Lone Druid there. Of course he still died, but that was the reason I was smiling there. Anyways, this was game number 2 of a best out of 3, so a 2-0 sweep for Chlamydia upon Sex. We'll be having Chlamydia joining the Star Series. They will be up against the Stars, up against the Stars in the Star Series. There we go. And that would be the last game of the day for me. My name is Sheever. If you want to support me, subscribe to my YouTube, or turn off ad block, or subscribe to my Twitch channel, or all of the above. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook, all under the name of SheeverGaming. YouTube also, youtube.com/SheeverGaming, and twitter.com/SheeverGaming, and facebook.com/SheeverGaming. I know, it's very original. Anyway, let's jump ourselves out of this game. I might be... actually, I have to check something first to see how far one of the games is that I might be wanting to watch. But, anyways, be right back. Don't go anywhere, because I'm gonna play commercials for you, and you want to see those, because they're fun. I don't know. Anyways, be back.